Hey everyone, it's Chris Wilson from Marketing During Tough Times and Chris Wilson Coaching. Thanks for stopping by. It's Thursday. Thursday is always free marketing day. And this is part 3 of my series on my fall marketing plan for my performing arts school. We talked about this last week. The fall is when I get the most new students, so my fall marketing plan is super important. Last week was part 1 where we talked about what marketing methods I'm going to use. And part 2 is what do I need to do to actually make this marketing happen. And this, believe it or not, is where people get stuck. So it's really easy to say, oh, I'm going to run a Facebook ad, I'm going to do direct mail, I'm going to do all this stuff. But actually getting stuff into action and actually completing the task is usually where things kind of fall apart. And I'll give you an example. A friend of mine was doing a Facebook promotion for her fall programs. And I called her up a couple days later and I said, oh, how did the marketing plan go? Did the campaign work? And she said, oh, I didn't do it because I didn't have the photos or I didn't have the right photos. So she had ideas, she had the budget, but the execution didn't happen because she didn't have the right materials. So how do you actually make sure this doesn't happen? It's actually really simple. I just make a list of everything I need to do for each task that I do. So like I just came from the post office. I dropped off a direct mail campaign. In order to have it successfully get done, I made a list of everything I needed to make it happen. So I'm gonna read you my list right now for my direct mail campaign. Oh, we do it in-house, so we do it all ourselves. We don't actually outsource this. So I need to make sure I have paper, I have ink, I update the flyer, I create my list of who I'm mailing to. It has to be printed, it has to be folded, it has to be sealed, it has to be addressed, it has to be stamped, it has to be dropped off at the post office. So it's kind of quite the production. We actually do a self-mailer, it looks just like this. And it has to be printed. The address is printed on here when we print the flyer. It has to be sealed. We put little sticky dots on it, and then someone has to stamp it and bring it to the post office. All these things take time, so I budget for the time as well. We did most of the printing on Saturday afternoon, so I had to make sure I had the ink. I didn't want to be running out of ink on a Saturday and not have it and not be able to finish the task, right? So we allowed 4 hours to actually print it, address it, and fold it. Then one of the staff members actually took it home and she spent about 4 hours sealing it, and then it had to be stamped, and finally it is dropped off at the post office and people should have it in the next couple days. So this planning in advance avoids any kind of pitfalls with this. Now, when people watch the show, I hear all the time, Chris, you make things sound so simple, you make things sound so easy. Well, things really are simple. We're really just making a checklist and going down the checklist, making sure you have ink, making sure you have paper. Those are simple things. The whole project isn't necessarily easy, but it is simple because you're just getting things done. So get started on your fall marketing plan, and next week we will talk about budgets and how we're going to pay for all this. I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.